Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we're back with another mod update, and this is the MO Villagers mod. This is one of the final mods we have to update. There is also Gardens Awakens Plus, but we are bumping into some issues with that because of the whole fog rendering changes that was made in 1.21.6. So that'll be updated sometime in the future, but I really want to release this update for MO Villagers, so I thought why not release it, as we have added something that people have wanted for a very long time. So let's jump to that first. Let me just run through a recap of what this mod does. This mod adds villager professions to the game for a lot of different types. I think there's 8 in total. But the main goal for this mod is not to add any new items or blocks. So we use existing blocks for workstations, and the items these villagers sell are items that are already within the game. So for example, one of the villager types is the florist, and this just sells a load of vegetation like blocks. But one thing you can't do within the mod, there is no way to see what the villagers can and can't sell. Just by looking at this villager, there is no way to see if it sells, for example, dark oak saplings. And that is what a lot of people have asked us. A lot of people have wanted us to create some kind of forum where we have every possible villager trade listed. But I've done one better, and I've added a new item within the game that does that for us. So if we was to grab a book and a piece of red dye and throw these within a crafting table, this can also be done within the player's crafting table like so. This will give us a trades book, and if I was then to open this, you can see we get a list of all the trades. Now by default it will show you the miner villager. You can also see a list of professions at the side here. So we have the nether explorer, we have the lumberjack, we have the florist, we have the redstoner, we have the ancient explorer, and we also have the miner. Now we have also added a new villager profession, which I'll cover more towards the end of the video, and that is what the conduit is. And the fisherman is the vanilla that will be removed in the final version. Now one other thing to note, the workstations are shown here as well. So for example, the nether explorer's workstation is the respawn anchor. The florist's workstation is the flower pot. So now by default, it is showing the miner. So if I was to click this, as you can see, nothing happens. But if I was to quickly just click the redstoner, you can see it shows all possible trades from level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you can see on the left-hand side is the items the villager will take off of you. And on the right hand side, you can see the items the villager will grant to you. And this is really useful because now if you want to know if a villager sells an item, you can just craft this book up or open it if you already crafted one, and then look for the profession. Now currently we only support professions we have added. We don't support vanilla ones, and that is just because vanilla trades can be found online. But I think we're going to release this book as a experimental, so we want to hear feedback and suggestions, and then we might release another version within a few weeks, fixing up some bugs, maybe making some changes and things like that. So let's quickly just run through some of them. Now one other thing to note, as you can see, this goes all the way to the bottom, but there are more trades. So if we just use our scroll wheel, you can see I can keep scrolling to see more trades that are possible. So this is the miner, which you can see the trades are things related to caves. We then have the nether explorer, which trades things just related to the nether. We then also have the lumberjack, which trades a lot of things related to wood. It does also trade wooden items for emeralds as well. Now, one other thing I do quickly just want to mention, we did fix a bug in this version where you could give the villagers 6 doors and it would give you like 30 emeralds in return. That was a bug, and it's something that I didn't notice until now. But in this version, that is fixed. So that is the lumberjack. We can then go down to the florist. So now you can see every single possible trade that the florist has. So let's say you want to look to see if florists can trade bamboo. You can then obviously scroll through and you can see if bamboo is a possible option, which it is right at the bottom here. We've already shown the redstone trader, which you can see right there. We then have the ancient explorer, which trades things like pottery sherds as well as the smithing templates right at the bottom here. Now we've covered all of them. Once again, we'll come back to this new workstation in a second. But one other thing you can do is you can hover over the item to see what it is. So if you are new to Minecraft, or for something like the chest and trap chest, they look the same in the inventory. So you can hover over it to see that this is a trap chest. Now there is no way to take these items, and you can't perform trades through this GUI. It is literally just a list of items. If I try to click, I cannot get them. my inventory also doesn't render. So once again, this is how the book currently works. If you do have any feedback or suggestions, do throw them in the comments, as this is an experimental thing we are testing to see if people like this way of showcasing all possible trades. So inside of this version, now once again, this version will be available for 1.21.5, 1.21.6, and also 1.21.7. Now, if this book does well and people like it, then we might port it to older versions of this mod like 1.21.4 and also 1.21. But once again, we are releasing it in newer versions first, just so we can get feedback before we implement it into a load of different versions, and then find out that maybe people don't like the idea of it. But now, let's stop the teasing, and let's reveal the new villager trader in this version. So the workstation is a conduit, and you'll see that this villager will pick it up. Now this is the Tide Hunter, and it basically trades any items related to the sea or the ocean. Now the texture might change before release. I have just thrown this texture together. It's got some maps on the side, it's also got some fish, and it's also got the turtle helmet. So I can trade with this villager. It does also have some custom Hero of the Village gifts. So if you have the Hero of the Village, it will randomly grant you things like seagrass, kelp. But once again, if we just open up this book, we can see all the possible trades just by opening this up. Now you can see level 1 right here. I have just noticed that this isn't finished. This is also meant to be reversed, so you can sell lily pads for emeralds. That will be added in the final version. Then you can see level 2 trades coral blocks as well as the items at the bottom here. Level 3 is then once again coral blocks with the same items in level 1 and 2. But then it also has the addition of buckets. Then level 4 is exactly the same as level 3, just more rolls to possibly get them. And then level 5 is the same as level 4, but it trades things like sponges, prismarine bricks, dark prismarine, sea lanterns, and then also Heart of the Seas and Nautilus shells. This villager is definitely going to be useful if you don't like exploring oceans, but you also like building with things like coral, because obviously villagers will restock. So I can trade this villager out, and it'll be able to restock them, and you can trade again. So I've just fixed some things up. I have now removed the spare black box, and I've also shifted all the buttons so we only have the ones we need. I've also renamed the Ancient Explorer to the Archaeologist, as a lot of people suggested that in the last update, and I thought why not make that change. And Tide Hunter can now have seagrass, kelp, and lily pads, vice versa, so you can trade them for emeralds. Now let's quickly just cover some texture updates and fixes we have made. So if I was to spawn in a florist, we fixed a issue where this part underneath the head was on the opposite side, so that is now fixed. Then also if we spawn in one of these, we have removed the white hat they had. I think they look a lot better without the white hat. And for the lumberjack, we have updated their texture. They now have a saw on their belt, as well as some scissors, and then also a hammer. And they are also wearing some derpy looking glasses. And that is it for this update. Once again, if you have feedback or suggestions on the trades we have added or the book, then do leave them in the comments or in my Discord, and we will definitely look into them. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, do like and subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys in another one very soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.